This is Boxing Tickets, and it's a Friday evening. I guess obviously after the day we've sort of had today, we obviously need to have a bit of humor. So this is obviously going to be recorded and put out tomorrow, which will be 2 weeks from your fight. But today I'll be joined by the maddest man, not only in Limerick but in Ireland, Graham McCormack. How are you?
I'm proud of that maddest that mad thing, Definitely the maddest fella out. I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you?
It's you're the maddest frog. Remember the Crazy Frog song we always had? You're obviously the
Yeah.
maddest frog. Um, but I guess me and you always have humor on here, and anybody that watches our interviews knows we always have a bit of crack. But like
What?
obviously we're just over a month past, I think, or coming up a month since obviously the Dublin card was cancelled. I guess given obviously Ian Cochran his dues, he's sort of got you straight back in there. I know initially it was set up for Dominic Donegan, they obviously to fight Kieran Gething, and obviously it's worked out. Luck's turned on your side, and you're obviously be fighting Kieran Gething on the 28th of October in Wales.
Yeah. Yeah, look, big shout out to Ian Gacker, man. Ian is the man, you know what I mean? Like I think Johnny or someone brought into it today, Graham's having a real career, and like I am having a really good career and I have a couple of lasses, but like I'm really enjoying my career, you know what I mean? And it's thanks to Ian really, because like I would never had these opportunities or these fights or another time. I'm about to be in my fifth title fight. You know what I mean? Like it's unreal. Like I never thought I'd get all these fights and these platforms. So a big shout out to Ian Gaffney, man, because like I wouldn't be in this position without him, to be honest. And everything he does for his boxers, like like I said, I think I said this before. Like all you guys and especially managers, they don't get the credit they deserve, really, man, because they do so much behind closed doors. But like without Ian, like I wouldn't have the career I've had. I've had a really good career, and I'm looking forward to a few more exciting nights ahead. You know what I mean? And it's all down to Ian and the work he puts in behind the scenes, really, man.
It's the sort of, I guess, when I think of it, obviously the loss, obviously the loss to Craig McCarthy, obviously beating Kieran Gething actually puts you in a better position because you can technically end up being ranked in Europe out of this. I know you said you didn't want to go back to super middleweight; it wasn't your weight class. Is it just
Yeah.
is this just an opportunity? It was too good to turn down.
This is just a big opportunity, man. Like, exactly, just too good to turn down. It puts me in a really good position. It gives you a ranking. It gives you a ranking in Europe. And now I have no intention of staying in super middleweight after this fight. You know what I mean? The plan is to go back down to middleweight, but this is a big opportunity, and who knows what comes after this? You know what I mean? Like this is what I'm in boxing for. Like I've never been shy of a fight. I've never turned away from a fight. So I was actually on holidays when Ian rang me, and he was like, "I might have a big fight. Are you interested?" And I was like, I mean, I won't be able to eat as much pizza over here, but like I'll still, still take the voice. Yeah, of course, you know what I mean. So I had actually agreed to fight Kieran a couple of months before. It was on 2 weeks' notice, and it was at like light middle, and Ian was like, "What weight are you?" And I was like, "Who heavy?" And he was like, "There's no way we'll make light middle." I said, "Whoa, give me 3 days, see what I can get to." Now the fight didn't come through. I didn't get sanctioned for it, but I had said yeah to this fight already. So when this opportunity came, Kieran is like myself. He's a game fighter. He's been in lots of 50-50 fights. I respect him as a fighter. It's a 50-50 fight. So the opportunity was put to me. I said, yeah, let's go 100%. It's at a higher weight. You know what I mean? And it's going to be an entertaining fight, man. You know what I mean? It's another weight corner fight for me. These are the fights I'm in boxing for, and I'm really excited about it, man. I've trained very, very, very hard. I've been in camp a long time with the damn fight falling through. I took a bit of time off, but like I didn't stop training. Even when I went on holidays, I still went on 2 or 3 jogs over there. And like I trained till the day I went, and the minute I came back from holidays, I was back in sparring that day. So, I didn't really take any time off when the fight fell through. You know what I mean? Because I just had a feeling I knew something good would come.
When obviously Kieran Gething's not obviously a super middleweight, you're not a super middleweight. He's obviously fought a lot lighter than you. So, like, trying to think of obviously when was the last time you were the bigger man in a fight? Not saying you're not a big man or anything else, but
Yeah.
obviously weight wise, you'll be the stronger guy in the ring. Is a
Mm.
sort of a mistake from Kieran Gething to obviously think it, particularly at 168, that he thinks that he might get you in sort of no man's land, where it's probably gonna be a big mistake for him.
That's what I like. Maybe he is thinking that himself, you know what I mean? And I'm not going to give away too much of my game plan, but like I'm a big guy at that weight, you know what I mean? Like I'm a lot bigger than he is, you know what I mean? And I'm strong and I'm fit, and it's a big ask for him to, I don't know what kind of game he's going to. We've had a look at him, we've had a look at his fights, and my trainers had a look at his fights, and So yeah, we know what we need to do, and I'm very, very confident of coming over here and getting a very big win here. Like I'm 100% confident, to be honest with you. I've put in unbelievable work in camp. I've been sharp as fucking sparring. You know, I'm feeling great, man, and I know what I need to do to get the win over here. You know what I mean? And I will get the win, whatever means necessary. Like, you know, and I'm very, very confident of that.
And obviously going over the wheels in the away corner as well. Obviously, the Welsh can be quite as passionate as we are as well. Do you sort of thrive on that sort of, getting booed, coming into the ring? You sort of, me and you love our WWE, so
Yeah.
obviously that atmosphere and things like that. That's what thrives you on, doesn't it?
Yeah, I fucking love it, man. I fucking love all that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like me or don't like me, I'm still going into that ring to fight. Like, you know what I mean? I love it, man. It's all a part of the game of boxing, man. You know, it's an entertaining business, man. You know, and that's an entertaining part. So, I mean, I walk out to that ring and in 2 weeks' time, my son in front of me, like I always do, my team beside me, and I'll be ready for battle. I have a few people coming over, and a few of my mates that are over are going to be coming down as well. So I'm sure I'll hear them. But whether I had people coming or not, it wouldn't phase me. Like, you know what I mean? I don't mean that in disrespectful way. I've nothing bad to say about Kieran. I've actually spoken to him a couple of times. He's a very nice fella, you know, and sure his supporters are very nice as well. But I'm coming over there to beat him and nothing else, like, you know what I mean? And win another title, get myself a European ranking, and I'm who knows, you know what I mean?
We obviously spoke quite a few times, and I know obviously you'd renewed your. I think you just actually renewed your license. It must be about a year since we had a conversation where you're saying it's another 12
That's
months.
everybody with flying colours, boy. There was me thinking I was going blind and I was half brained, but no, I'm not.
Well,
MRI is perfect and my eyes are perfect.
did they find the brain?
I listen, they found something anyway, whether it be a boxing glove or something, but they found something. Every time I walk out, you know, I'm sure any boxer will relate this. You know, when you're finished MRI, you're like looking around, you know, see like, is there anyone with dodgy eyes? I just said this throughout your man, is everything all right? Is it? He's like, yeah, man, everything's fine. I was like, yes. You know, I don't know what the boss tell you, like, but you know, every boxer is paranoid when they come off that machine, like, because anything could stop your career. Like, so, you know, for a few seconds you're looking around, you know, and they're looking at you and you're looking at them, and you're like, so have I got a brain or what's the crack?
Well, there was a boxing glove in there. At least you've been fighting recently.
Yeah, there's something there anyway. I'm glad there's something there.
Obviously in the stable as well. Obviously a really really good friend of yours. I'm actually delighted that he's getting an opportunity. Obviously what he's done in his pro career so far, but obviously Jamie Morrissey is going to fight Emma Brennan and on the Katie Taylor undercard. Like they think of Jamie coming into professional boxing with no amateur experience, obviously Muay Thai and everything else. I'm sure like you sort of we always call you the bigger brother, like the father of obviously the gym and everything else, but
The granddad of the gym.
I'm sure you're buzzing for Jamie, and it's good to see like Jamie doesn't need the trash talk, like yourself. You like a bit of trash talk and everything else, but he doesn't need to have that bit of trash talk. And I know he's sort of saying like Emma Brennan's everything to lose, Jamie's everything to gain. Like what an opportunity for him in 6 weeks' time.
It's absolutely huge, and I'm delighted for him. And no fella deserves it better than Jamie, because he's a really, really good guy, and he does a lot for the community. You know what I mean? He does a lot around, and he's a hard-working guy. You know what I mean? He'd no amateur background. Nobody gave him a shout when he was talking about going pro, including me. You know what I mean? And he surprised everybody. And Jamie's one of my best mates now. We're very, very close. We're teammates a long time, and we spar together everything. And I'm delighted for him. You know what I mean? I'm delighted for him. And you know, he has a pair of balls the size of Walkers. He'll fight absolutely anybody, you know what I mean? And he's proven that in his old Muay Thai fights, and he's proven that since, I think his second pro fight, he went into a 50-50 fight with Robert Burke, you know what I mean? He's just, you know, and hats off to him. Like, because Emma Brennan is a good fighter. I don't know much about him, but I've spoken to him a couple of times. I've not bad to say about him. He seems like a nice guy. Obviously, I'm Team Morrissey, man. He's my teammate. But, like, you know, if you're looking at the back, like, Emma Brennan's an Olympian, you know, coming into this fight is maybe the favourite, but I don't think it's going to go as easy as people think it's going to go. Jamie, not only is he a good boxer, but he's also proven that he's a tough bastard. Like, Kevin Cronin is a hardy dude, you know what I mean? And I've done a lot of sparring with Kevin, and I can say that with 100%. Like, Kevin Cronin is a hard young fella. Like, and him and Jamie went toe to toe there 8 rounds and 10, 18 rounds, you know what I mean? And that's tough stuff. Like, so I think if they're thinking that Jamie's going to wimp under the pressure or anything like that, that's not going to happen. Like, you know what I mean? So it's a very entertaining fight, man. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm really looking forward to going. Me, my wife, my young son Dylan, and my older Aurelia are going to go up. You know what I mean? It's going to be some night. I can't wait for him. You know what I mean? I can't wait for him. Delighted for him. And you know, I think he can pull it out of the bag and pull off the upset, you know?
Could you maybe obviously I want to obviously give Dylan obviously a shout out. Obviously, I've seen Paddy Donovan put a clip up and stuff up another day saying he's how impressed. Would maybe be good for Jamie to obviously bring Dylan along, obviously on a matchroom card. Obviously, you might not get the opportunity to matchroom card, so a big card, 3 arena, you know, getting to hang on to Jamie's ankles or something like that and get out on the ring walk with him.
Dylan is like the mascot of our gym, man. Everyone loves Dylan in the gym. You know what I mean? He's like a part of the gym. He's a part of the box. He's a part of the boxing Limerick scene. Like, you know what I mean? And like it's unreal for me because he's my son. And even seeing him in spar now, like, and seeing how good he is, you know. And it's all because he's around all these not just me, but all the boys, Jamie, Paddy, Edward. I gotta give Kieran Heatherman a big shout out too. He's one of the elite boxer friends. He looks after Dylan big time, and all the kids, Dylan especially, look up to Kieran. You know what I mean? So it's great for Dylan to see all this, and Jamie find on the Katie Taylor card, and no doubt he probably went to the back and wish him the best luck. Jamie loves Dylan. No, it's, you know, we're like a big family down here, man. You know what I mean? Now, when we're in sparring, we don't look like we're friends at all because we all kill each other. But like as Limerick boxing goes, we're all very, very close down here, and we're all absolutely delighted for Jamie, and you know, especially Dylan's delighted from. We're all delighted from, and you know, it's going to be some night, man. You know what I mean? It's going to be some night. I think, as far as I know, seeing you share yesterday, Paddy's on the bill too. Like, so it's going to be a real Limerick contingent up there, like, on that night, you know.
It's probably the closest thing we're sort of getting to the Limerick card. And I know we've sort of spoke about it before, and you know, when did it come to that point? Um, well, obviously Dylan, obviously boxing and things like that. Is it something? Obviously, I know boxing changed your life, you know, and we've said it many, many times, stuff like that as well. Do you see obviously Dylan being, you know, are you letting him do his own thing if he wants to become a boxer? That's what he wants to do, or are you sort of still at that stage because you've been a boxer yourself? You know, you don't want your kids to do it. What sort of
Yeah.
what sort of mindset do you have on that?
Dylan is in love with boxing, man. Like, he trains in the club 2 nights every week, and he does soccer 1 night a week. He will not miss training. I even said to him today, I'm a bit tired now tonight. I'm going training. He said, and he went in and he sparred, and like, I'm not saying it because he's my son. He's really, really good, man. Like, really good. Like, so, like, what I've done the last couple of years, I never wanted to, because my old man was out saying, like, don't make him do something. Like, you know what I mean? Bring him along. So, like, he's been coming. I actually clipped my Snapchat that my wife's father had taken of him when he was 2 with boxing gloves and a headgear on, you know. And like, he's just been around the sport for so long. So like, I just took him to the gym with me over the years and took him to watch me spar a couple of times. Obviously been to all my fights, and he just, the last year and a half, Sean kind of started to push him a small bit. And my friend Shane Williams, I've given him a big shout as well. You obviously seen him a couple of videos, pictures of me, Shane Williams. He does a lot of work with Dylan as well, you know what I mean? And three All Ireland titles he had. So like, he's a lot of good experience around him. But so Dylan slowly but surely fell over, and especially these last 12 months, he's just non-stop boxing. Like, he asked me, could he stop playing soccer so he could box more often? Sean is going to get him an exhibition book now soon. So like, it's not like I really had a choice. I kind of gave him the choice. Like, he's plays soccer and he boxes. No, he's not a bad soccer player. You know what I mean? He's a good soccer player. Like, he's better than I ever was, but he's really, really good boxer. Like, so I kind of gave him the choice, and I didn't push him or tell him he can't. And he's just chosen boxing, man. Do you know what I mean? So I'm really happy he has, because, you know, I'm 36 now. I just passed medical for a year. So, you know, who knows? It's more than likely my last year boxing, like, which means when I'm finished with my own career, I'll be able to watch my son have his career. You know what I mean? And at the minute, his head movement and footwork is already better than mine. So, like, yeah. So, you know, it should be an exciting career for me to watch. You know what I mean? And like I said, the club that we have, 3D Boxing, Sean's club, we're all coaching on and off, but it's an unbelievable club, man. All the kids that are in there are great kids, and I'm delighted that Dylan is a part of the club. They're all good friends in there, and they're all kids from different walks of life. And fair play to Sean and all the lads that are down there that put in work to help out the kids, because, you know, that's kids that are future, man. And see them all in the boxing club, especially my own young fella with these lads. You know, it's great, man. It's great for the city, and it's really inspiring to see. And fair play to Sean for opening the club when he did open the club, and now it's booming, like, you know.
I know that sort of, you know, you obviously have a love hate. You know, every boxer will sort of have a love hate with boxing, but when boxing's changed your life, you're not really going to say to your kid, "This isn't really the career for you," because you know what it's done for you. And I say, well, you not having to push Dylan, but he still wanting to get into it. That's what you want. You want kids that have that own drive to do it themselves, because that's when they'll excel. Me seeing the talent with Paddy and Kane and everybody else, and even looking at you, like, you're his biggest role model. You know,
Yeah.
in a few years down the line, when Dylan's turning pro and you say, "What was your inspiration?" He'll say it's you. You know, even though you'll be
No,
fat and
and
great
that's the
hair
way I
by then.
want it. Yeah. I don't think I'll have grey hair now because I'll keep dyeing it. But like I'll be old anyway. But that's all I ever wanted, man. I remember one time, I don't know what I said this in an interview with you. I remember one time, it was about 2 years ago. Him and his friend were upstairs, and they were fighting. They had toy dolls or whatever, or wrestlers or whatever, and they were fighting over who got to be me out of the wrestlers. You know what I mean? For me, like I was like, sure, I'm already successful now. I can retire. I've done it. I've made it. But like Dylan has also seen what hard work gives you. Like me and my wife have built a good life with working hard. You know what I mean? And I think he understands that from a young age, which I'm grateful for. And a lot of my kids see that. Even my older daughter was living here with us. I think she sees that too. And I think that pays dividends in the long run when kids see, whether it's boxing or no matter whatever sport it is, when they see their parents working hard and giving them a good life and doing that shows kids what happens when you do work hard, that you can have a good life. You know what I mean? And that's all I suppose me and my wife ever wanted. And I suppose now we're kind of getting that in a way, you know what I mean? Even though he's only young and stuff like that. Like, but like his dream is to go pro. He said, look, Dad, I go pro about 19, 20. I don't want to be as old as you when I go pro. He says, and I'll retire them at about 28. I win a few world titles. I'll give you a few quid, I says, you know what I mean? So I used to be laughing, like, but he has his dreams and his goals, man. I'll just help him along the way, Ian Cochran actually texted me before this message. He said, make sure you tell Steve now that I'll be signing Dylan when he's going pro. I said, yeah, of course.
I was just about to say there, Ian's got the contract ready.
Of course. We'll keep it in-house. Ian is just as much family as all the boxers down here. He's one of us, you know what I mean? And I think he's proven that time and time again. And the amount of graft he puts in for us all down here, and he'll have an exciting new signing there soon enough from down here. I won't say much more, but a good, very, very, very good boxer. So things I know man. You know everything before anyone knows anything. I know if I need to know something about boxing, like right, I'm texting Marty, he'll tell me. But like it's exciting times, and I'm actually delighted that I still have another year in me. People always write me off. I said this to Johnny last week, like, oh, when are you gonna? I still feel great. I still feel unbelievable in the gym. I still feel really fresh. I'm still sparring all these younger lads, and I'm getting on great in sparring. And I always say, like, when I feel like I can't hang with these fellas anymore, I can't train 2 or 3 times a day anymore, then I know it's time for me to pack it in. Like, but right now I feel unbelievable. I feel really fresh. You know what I mean? I look young. I act very immature, which is benefited as well. So I'm grateful that I'm still involved in Limerick boxing, with it doing so well. You know what I mean? And everybody thriving, and boxing in Ireland in general. You know what I mean? Fair play to all the boxers in Ireland, because it has been easy. I see Jay Byrne there doing a show. I get on with you. Fair play to him. So I think he announced 6 or 7 shows for next year. It's brilliant, man. Like right now, I think it's the best I've ever seen Irish boxing. To be honest with you, you know what I mean? With so many fighters, active fighters, a lot of fighters who, I'm not saying all, because there is a couple who aren't, whatever, not disrespecting them, but a lot of fighters are willing to fight 50-50 fights and put it all on the line, and I respect that, man. Any fighter that does that, I respect them. You know what I mean? And because the fighters that don't, if you're not willing to put it on the line, I think you're in the wrong sport. You know what I mean? But look, that's not for me to judge anybody. I'm not going to judge anybody. You know what I mean? But for me, the biggest respect I have for any fighters is when they put it all on the line and they go into those big fights and they're like, fuck it, I'm here to fight. Like, you know what I mean? I respect that, man.
I think obviously I'll give you a compliment, sort of, in a way. It's sort of, you'd be one of the people that sort of made it look to people that it's okay. It's okay to take a domestic fight. It's okay to win one. It's okay to lose one. You can still come back. You can still bounce back. Rather than people that get to a stage where they go, I'll not take domestic fights. And I'm not sort of looking at different descriptions. You're just giving an example. And obviously go away and get beat by an English fighter, or get beat by somebody else, and you're going, like, you then can't come back to domestic. Because if you get beat the domestic, then where do you go? Take your domestic, win it, then move forward.
100%. Look, and like I said, I'm not aiming this in him, but there is a couple of fighters around that don't. You know what I mean? And like, for me, like, again, not against them as people, whatever you're into. But as a fighter, like me personally, I've taken a couple of losses, but like, when I leave the sport, I fully believe people will say, fair play to him. He didn't fear anyone, and he fought everybody that he absolutely could. You know what I mean? And that's what I wanted people to say with me when I retired. And I would never have liked people to say with me, oh, you got to 10-0 and then retired. That's just not what I had intended when I got in the game. You know what I mean? And none of my coach, my first coach, Eddie Hoyland, wasn't into that. My coach now, Sean Kelly, he's not into that. Ian isn't into that. You know what I mean? So like, our whole team, if you look at our team, like, you know what I mean, none of us are into that stuff. Like, Paddy and Edward have been calling for fights left, right, and centre. Jason Hart is just coming back, but he's the same. He'll fight anyone. You know what I mean? And Jamie has already proven it. Like, and we've David Ryan as well. Like, I mean, you forget about David Ryan because he's been injured for a while, but he's the same. You know what I mean? He'll get in there and fight anyone. You know what I mean? So, you know, I think. Have I set the standard? No, I think we all have together down here. You know what I mean? You know, with Limerick, and I really respect it. You know what I mean, like again, all fighters in the country I respect. Any man that gets into a ring or woman, I massively respect. Like, but especially the ones that put it on the line. If you lose, man. You come back and you fight. Like I look at fellas like fucking Gabriel and you know these kind of fighters who just wanted to fight. You know what I mean? And make something of themselves. And you look at Gabriel Zara, I think he 12 losses or 13 losses, like, but people remember him for the wars he's been in, like, and what he's won and what he's done. And you know, that's what I want for people to remember me when I finish up is man, he was in some big fights, entertaining fights. You know what I mean? He fought this fella, he fought that fella. You know, he went out on his shield. You know what I mean? And that's what I want from myself. You know what I mean? And I think I have that kind of reputation, and I respect any other fighters that do that. You know what I mean? Even Craig McCarthy, who, you know, me and him have had loads of beef. I respect him as a fighter because he done that and he's still doing that. You know what I mean? So I respect any fighter that's willing to put it on the line, man, because it's not easy, Steve. You know what I mean? This is not an easy job. It's not an easy sport. It's fucking dangerous. We put our lives on the line every time we get in a ring. And like, it's one night for a fight, but like 10, 12, 15-week camps, 2 spars a week, training 2-3 times a day. You know what I mean? Not seeing your family. It's a tough game, man. You know what I mean? There's definitely other ways to make a few quid. Like,
I would love to know how. I would love to know. Obviously, I guess a lot of people would love to know, obviously, how they can make money enjoying themselves in a way. But something within boxing, it's something it's ingrained in you. It's that adrenaline rush. It's that knowing you can punch someone and not get put in jail. You know, you've obviously even fair dig, but you've obviously, you know, if you have a fair dig with someone in the street. If you obviously, you know, and people have fear, and sometimes it's the one part I hate away from boxing when you see a fight or you see these clips getting put up online. You only have to hit somebody one punch, and their life could be over. They could drop to the ground, snap their neck off the curb. People don't realize how much damage they can do just by throwing one punch or one kick, and you know, leave it to people that's in the ring. That you're pretty much like a trained animal, really, aren't you? You know, like a circus animal. You know, you're not.
That's kind of how I look at myself, bit of a circus clown animal. You know what I mean? I'm definitely a circus clown animal. No, but you're bang on. It's a dangerous game. Whether you're in the ring, fighting on the road, or whatever, it's dangerous, man. Anything can happen. You know what I mean? I've had my fair share of fights on the road too, but like anything can happen, man. You know what I mean? Like one punch can end the fella's life in a ring or out of a ring. You know what I mean? So. You know, it's not a game, man. I think it was a Canadian laugh now says it, like, boxing is no game. Like, it's not a game. Like, it's a serious sport. You know what I mean?
Finally, obviously, I want to leave on obviously in 2 weeks' time when obviously you fight Kieran Gething. It's all going to be all action and everything else.
Kieran is getting it.
Who isn't getting it? Who isn't getting it? But would it be fair to say, obviously, because of what's on the line, the title and everything else, this will be your biggest win in your career?
100%. This will be my biggest win, 100%, without a shadow of a doubt. And that's how I'm looking at it, bud. And that's how I've been looking at it. And you know, I the minute it was put to me, I said yeah. And I didn't kind of come out of camp mode, but I got real in camp mode. I've been sparring Vlad and Edward Donovan and Kieran Hedderman getting ready for this fight. Unbelievable sparring. Unbelievable. The camp has been brilliant. Sean has big shout to Sean. He's put in serious work into me this camp, and to all the fighters, but especially me this camp. And it will show on Saturday night. You know what I mean? I've had a couple of real good performances, but I promise you, in 2 weeks' time, it will be my best performance. I can't see any way, shape, or form that he's going to be able to beat me in 2 weeks' time. You know what I mean? If he wants to have a boxing match, stand back and have a boxing match, no problem. Let's do that. If he wants to come and have a war with me, no problem. Let's do that. Either way, he won't be outboxing me and he won't be outfighting me. You know what I mean? So I'm coming for whatever he brings. I'll have an answer for. You know what I mean? This is going to be my best win. You know what I mean?
I was going to say, if he wants to come into the phone box, make sure he's got plenty of change in his pocket.
I love them phone box fights. You know what I mean? So if he wants to come into the phone box, I'll be there with the phone waiting. You know what I mean? I'll be waiting.
It's always good humor. I know me and you've been banned from speaking about a certain sports team. So thankfully, obviously, if Kieran McIver from Boxing Bants is watching, he's not going to hear any of this, but I know we've both been strictly banned. I'm blaming you for...
I'm blaming you. You brought him up. I'm blaming
but obviously,
you.
we'll blame each other, but obviously the form hasn't been great. So I think we'll maybe leave it 6 months to see if things change before we can speak about a certain football team.
It's like the Harry Potter film. You're not allowed to say his name. Me and you aren't allowed to say their name anymore. The team who we will not speak of. But we know people know what we're talking about.
Yeah, the wand will come out. But look, obviously, as a pleasure as always, obviously, in catching up with you. Obviously,
Thanks,
2
bud.
weeks time, you've obviously the biggest.
Next time we do an interview, I'll have that belt. I'll have that second belt of my career around my shoulder next time we do an interview. That's a guarantee.
Fantastic. Well, look, lovely speaking with you as always. Enjoy your weekend. I'll catch up with you soon.
Thanks, pal. Chat to you soon, Steve. Take care, buddy.
Thanks. Bye bye. Bye bye.